All right, hey, it's Shani, and of course we're back with another episode of Shani's Lab. So I wanted to come on here and talk about the City Girls and this new up-and-coming rapper named Meg Thee Stallion. Now, before I start talking, I want to just put a disclaimer out there. I don't have any hate, vitriol, or any personal feeling towards these artists. I just want to come on here and give my opinions or what I think about the situation. So when you think of female rap and hip hop, growing up, the artists that we listen to were people like Little Kim, Queen Latifah, Lauryn Hill, Foxy Brown, people of that nature. And now you have, this new era of female rap where you have, the Cardi B's and the Meg Stallions and the City Girls, and the Nicki Minaj's and everything. And you know what? I would consider Nicki Minaj a part of, me, because when Nicki Minaj first came out on her come up, Nicki Minaj has been grinding since like 2005. And I've been a fan of her since then. Like, I remember Nicki just doing, like random remixes, a whole bunch of mixtapes. Like, Nicki has been, been around and she's been in the game, for a minute, and that's something that people seem to forget. And she is, regardless of how you look at it, she is a heavy hit spitter. Has she made some dumb songs? Yeah. Has she have not given her best? Yeah, but we do have some, great verses that we can go back to, like the Monster verse, like, like her song Woman for Life, Itty Bitty Piggy. Like, Nicki Minaj has several different songs you can pinpoint and be like, this is why we fuck with Nicki Minaj. Now, when it comes to these artists like the City Girls, Meg Thee Stallion, and Cardi B, it wasn't there for me, and I support all, types of music. I like listening to different artists, I like to support, because I'm one of those people where I'll listen to an entire album. Like, I remember the days back in LimeWire and stuff like that, where you could legally download everybody's album and shit for free. Like, so I'm a very chronic listener. Like, like I buy vinyls and stuff like that. Like, I collect, I like to have collections of great music and great albums. So when it comes to City Girls and Cardi B and all that stuff, I just feel like it's for the now. It's very modern. It's not something. It's not something that excites me. You know what I'm saying? And then, recently the City Girls and Hazel E and I think Jocelyn, was it? I don't even know. Who cares? But they had like an argument online, and I'm just like, don't y'all have a career? Don't y'all have allegedly songs and y'all making money and y'all, popping, as the world would say or whatever? Why are you online arguing with people who do not have careers, who want what you have? And then another thing is, like, I've heard maybe like snippets of a song by the City Girls and, it didn't impress me. Like, I want some real female rap. Like, where's Remy Ma? How come, like, we're so big to, oh, Meg Thee Stallion is going to be the next big one. Y'all push Cardi B to superstardom. Y'all pushing the City Girls to superstardom. Meanwhile, Remy Ma, Pretty Brown couldn't even get, a number 15, number one spot. Like, what's up with that? Are we just going to pretend like Remy isn't a heavy-hitter spitter? Or we could pretend like it's not a lot of, fair-skinned girls, black girls out here, that can rap and that, we could push to the forefront, just for the culture. Like, people kept saying, I remember when people were pushing Cardi B and they kept saying we're pushing her for the culture, whatever that even means these days. So if we can push somebody like Cardi B to the forefront of, female rap, why not do the same for Remy Ma, or somebody other than, and, I'm not trying to be colorist at all, that's not my angle, but it seems like the only up-and-coming rappers nowadays are these biracial, either mixed or, very fair-skinned people, who don't really represent us, and, it's kind of sad. Like, it's like when I think of Drake, people love to praise Drake and da-da-da-da-da, but, I be like, y'all ever heard of Donnell Jones? Like, Donnell Jones was one of the first R&B male artists to have rap lyrics that were, like, but he sung them, like his songs sound like raps, but he would sing them, he had a great voice, he was a musician, he played instruments and stuff like that, and you rarely see Donnell Jones get the recognition he deserved. Him and Lauryn Hill propelled singing and rapping to what it is today, and they do not get that credit for that. People look at, whack ass artists like Drake, and they try to give them all the credit, and it's like, no. So, you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here for the erasure, of it all. And I feel like with the City Girls, it's just, more ratchet music. Like, it's not something, that excites. It's not something that I care to listen to. And again, I'm not being mean. I'm not being any of these little terms people like to throw around. I'm just giving my opinion. I feel like there are a lot of great talents out here, and people don't want to support the real. Like, you'll have people out here spitting some real shit. They got real bars. They have, a nice dress game. They have the whole star quality, but people don't want to hear what they're saying. So it's almost like you have to be ratchet. You have to be dumb. You have to dumb yourself down and, cater to a dumb fan base in order to make money, because, at the end of the day, the music industry is a business, and it's about, the business and the money. So, if your music isn't selling, people ain't trying to hear it. Money talks, bullshit walks. We all know that saying. But, I don't, like, they're not, Like, why do black female rappers always have to be over sexualized? Why do they always have to, not have a message? Why do they always have to, just be some random ratchet city girls, like, and the title of their name? So, like, I'm not, trying to shade them for being who they are, and, putting out, their taste of music. But I just feel like, where is the push for, a better type of music? Like, people love to say that music today is trash, but then y'all still support the worst and worst of the bunch of artists. And, it kind of makes our generation look bad, because it's not like our generation don't have some talented ass people. We have some talented ass people. But we're not pushing them. We're not backing them. We backing, people who say disparaging things against the black community, they say disparaging things against black people, their music is disparaging against black people, but yet and still we like to propel and prop these people up, to superstardom. Meanwhile, you have real talented people who are, genuinely interested, in using, their power and platform into, helping out, other people. People aren't trying to hear that. They aren't trying to listen to them. Like, you remember back in the days when, the Lauryn Hills and the Tupacs and people like that, with the forefront of music. So, people always like to go back and say the 90s wasn't as great. No, the 90s did have this gangster rap. It did have its, so-called trash music. But that wasn't the head of hip-hop. The head of hip-hop didn't really change until, I would say by the time Lauryn Hill left. So that was about like 1999, 2000. That's when shit really started to change. It was all about, dancing and gangster rap. Like, people weren't trying to hear the message anymore. And go ahead and tell me I'm wrong. When did Nas make Hip Hop Is Dead? What year did that come out? So go ahead and tell me that I'm wrong. I'm not just saying things to be mean or, trying to disparage new artists, but I'm just saying, hip hop is really dying at this point, and we just keep supporting, this trash. And I don't understand why people are trying to big up this Meg Thee Stallion. Oh, her body is real. No, it's not. Oh, she speaks the real. No, she doesn't. Y'all want to prop Meg Thee Stallion up because she's basically another carbon copy of Cardi B. She's light-skinned. She's racially ambiguous. She has the industry body. That's why y'all want to prop her up. Y'all not going to prop up Remy Ma. Y'all not going to prop up Azealia Banks. You're not going to prop up, other black girls, in the industry. Y'all just want what y'all want. And just say that, though. Don't try to make it seem like, she's the new it girl, because she's just all that. In my opinion, when we want to talk about it girls, I look at Normani, a fierce performer, great talent, she can sing her ass off, da-da-da-da-da. That's what you think of, pushing up somebody to be the next talent. But, no, y'all want Meg Thee Stallion. Y'all want the City Girls. Y'all want Ray Sherman. Y'all want, the Migos. Y'all want Cardi B's. Y'all want these people who cannot rap, most likely have ghostwriters, is not pushing, anything positive into their culture. Like, y'all just want trash. And I'm not understanding why.